So we're here now with Dan Hardy, and we're yesterday at the open workouts. You were talking about the three most common questions, and let's talk about those one. What are the three most common questions that you get?
Well, the GSP armbar is the first one. How did I escape that? My answer is always the same. I'm just stubborn. And I'd spent 4 weeks working with Matt Serra, and we'd just drill with those positions over and over again. So that was really what got me through that. The other one is when I'm fighting again, which I'm working on it. I'd like to fight next year. I need to get clearance from a doctor, so I'm not getting too excited until I've got that news, but I am moving in that direction. And the other one is the Ayahuasca. People always want to know about that, which is a little bit left field, but there seems to be a bit of a movement towards the psychedelic culture. A lot of people are asking a lot of questions about it, and I think it's going to be pivotal in our next phase of evolution as a race, as a species. So I think I don't mind answering those questions.
Well, we hear a lot about ayahuasca, and of course Joe Rogan has done it. A lot of celebrities are doing it. In the Netherlands, of course, we're very open-minded, so it's a next thing, right? How do you describe the feeling of ayahuasca?
It can be very different every time. It can be very intense. I mean, every single experience is beautiful in its own way. Some of them are very, very hard work. I've had some difficult experiences, but for the most part, they've been amazing and enlightening. The thing is, because we've not embraced the psychedelic culture and the psychedelic experience has not been in the forefront of our communication for a long, long time. I don't really think we have the language to explain it. You know, it's very difficult to explain something that doesn't really have words. You know, the words don't exist for the psychedelic experience, and I think that unless you've had that experience, you'll never really understand it. You know, it's like having a fight, really. You know, I draw a lot of similarities to any kind of ceremonies. You know, psilocybin or ayahuasca or any of the kind of the mescaline cactus. It's a very intense experience. It's a very introspective experience. You know, you get to examine yourself on levels that you can't in any other way. And I always grow a lot as a person. I think there are a lot of people out there that would benefit. I don't think it's for everybody necessarily, just as religion's not for everybody. But I think a connection with the plants and with the earth is essential if you really want to understand what we're here for.
Is it on the USADA ban list?
You know, I don't know. I wouldn't think so. It's out of your system very quickly, and there's no way in performance enhancing. I can tell you that. Probably, psychologically, mentally enhancing in a lot of ways. I certainly grew as a fighter from those experiences, but there were also times when I'd had an ayahuasca experience and I actually physically couldn't move. So it's not gonna help you in any way in the octagon. No.
Of course, we're from the Netherlands, so very important for us are two fights on this card. And Stefan Struve is fighting, of course, and Gegard Mousasi is fighting. Can you give us a small, your expert thought on those fights?
Okay, well, for Stefan Struve, the same thing as always. You know, when you're 7 foot tall, it's about range. He's got to keep people on the end of his reach. Really, he should be, the heavyweight champion. Really, I mean, with the physical attributes that he has, as well as the training that he has and the skills that he's got, he should be, ruling the roost. Most people shouldn't be able to even touch him. And I think that we've seen him grow up in the UFC. He joined when he was very young. And I think that now he's only starting to realise his potential. He's only really starting to grow into his body. And that's a very scary thing, because when you've got a 7 foot tall guy with the skills that he's got and the belief that he should have in his abilities, that makes him very dangerous. Daniel Omelanchuk's a tough guy. You know, he's going to come forward, he's going to close distance, he's going to try and push him up against the fence and take away that advantage. But it's a real coin toss. You know, if he can close that distance and crowd Stefan Struve, that's going to make it very difficult, because long limbs do become very cumbersome at short range, and that's obviously where Omelanchuk's going to thrive. But if Struve can keep him on the end of his reach, it's going to be a long night for him. Mousasi against Belfort is my pick of the night. It's going to be the best fight on the card for me. Mousasi's wanted this for a long time. They've been matched up twice before and it never came about. And he looks at Vitor as not only a great opponent to boost his profile, but a household name that is going to effectively notify the casual fans that Mousasi is someone to watch out for. You know, he's overlooked a lot of the time and underestimated because he's not the brash talker that a lot of the other middleweights are. But he has the skills to compete. He has more experience than pretty much anybody in the division, most people in the sport as well. And I think that, you know, we have seen the best of Vitor. We know what he's dangerous. You know, we know when he's dangerous, and we know what he's dangerous with, as we do with Dan Henderson. But you know, time catches up with him. He's had some tough fights, and I just think that that Mousasi's time is coming now. I think he has all the skills to take a run at that belt, and I think that by the end of next year we'll be looking at him as a #1 contender.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
No worries. Good talking to you.